Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. You know that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, today is what is today? Well, we know it's Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday, February 24th. It's 1 o'clock. So, I've been trying to cue things up here. I've been trying to get things organized and together. And hopefully, I've done that, right? Hopefully, I've done that. Let me just check something real quick. I should be live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So, hey, everyone, welcome. Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels. You know, that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about. So, hope you guys are doing well. I may have said that already. I don't know if I did or not, but I'm just trying to get everything together. Want to make sure that I'm live on the platforms I'm supposed to be live on. Let's see. I'm waiting for Instagram to kick in or to finish up doing what it's doing because Instagram, there's a delay. Okay, it is what it is. It does not connect with the oh, there we go. There we go. It does not connect with the main restream, but it's there. So I'm live there. So hello to everybody. Once again, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Feel free to make your comments. The chat is open. Okay, so feel free to do that. Let me just take a little swallow of water real quick. I'm a little parched. I've been talking to myself all day, so now I get a chance to talk to someone else. But now I'm thirsty. Ah, man, there you go. You guys like that Topo Chico? I mean, I do. I don't know. Some people don't like it, but I'm kind of fond. Kind of fond of the Topo Chico. Is that how you say it? Topo Chico or Topo Chico? I'm not sure, but anyway. Once again, chat is open. Feel free to make your comments. Let me jump over here. I got to go back and forth between Instagram and some other things, but that's okay, right? It's okay. I don't have to bore you with that. So I do this show. This is show number 333, as you can see on the screen there. 333 shows that I've done and counting, right? So we're not, we ain't slowing down. Ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no stopping me now. So it's going to continue. Been doing this since January 2019. Can you believe that? January 2019. I want to say it was like the 27th or something like that. Yeah, and I started just little information here. I started at it was called an internet. It was a internet radio station. It was called LA, or it's still in existence. I'm just not there anymore. But it's called LA Talk Radio, and it's in the Valley section of Los Angeles, in the San Fernando Valley. So I would drive there, which took me about 30, 40 minutes to get there. And they had a studio. You just walk in, and it was kind of like turnkey. You paid your money and you came on. You had a producer. His name was Ronan. The owner's name was Sam. And you saw them all the time. And you walk in, and everyone that was a host of a show, they would have their pictures on the wall. I'm like, it was like, it's probably like 50 people that had their own talk shows, right? And I was one of the people, and they had my picture there. It was so cool. So anytime I had guests come on, because back then guests would have to be in studio. They couldn't you got to remember, this was before, I mean, technology is working so fast, right? But we didn't have like a Restream or Ecamm or StreamYard or Facebook Live. None of those things existed. So it was a traditional podcast, meaning audio only, 100% audio, just like a radio station. So, but you would walk in, my guests would walk in, they would look for my picture on the wall. Oh, it was kind of cool. It was really kind of cool. So I missed that place. Maybe I need to go back and do a cameo from there or something. I don't know, but it was called LA Talk Radio. So if you're ever interested in doing in fact, now they do Restream, and they do all those, the audio video platforms now. But so if you're interested, I recommend LA Talk Radio big time. Just ask for Sam. He'll take care of you, and you go from there. So it's just, when I say turnkey, it's turnkey. You just basically pay your money. You walk in. My show was at 1 o'clock, the same time it is now. You just walk in. I walk in maybe 10 minutes before. Didn't have to prep. Didn't have to do anything. You just showed up, right? Showed up and started talking. Put on the headset, push the button, pull the microphone, boom, and you start talking. It was so cool. It was so cool. Now, these days, I have to do everything. So Ronan was our producer there. I'm Ronan. I'm Russell. I'm Sam. I'm three people in one at one time, right? So 3 in 1. So let's see. I see a comment. Hey, Rogelio Ensign, how are you, sir? Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Let's see. Let me put his comment. See, this is what happens. So when someone comes on, or someone makes a comment in the chat, I put your comments on the screen in real time. So there you go. So he put, 3 thumbs up. I appreciate that. Rogelio Ensign, I appreciate you. Good friend of mine. Went to school together, played football together back in the day. Okay, so and we hang out every now and then. In fact, I think we need to get together for lunch soon, Roger. So we need to get that on the books. We need to get that on the books. So yeah, so there you go. But no, I appreciate that. So anyone that chimes in, everyone that puts a chat, their chat will be, or whatever they're asking or saying will be on the screen. So the whole world can see. Okay. The whole world can see a brand new world. Let's see. Okay, let me get it. Let me get rid of that real quick. Let me get rid of that and get back to what I'm doing. Okay. So once again, this is On Air with Russell of Hotels, show number 333. Do I see another chat? Anastasia Douglas, aka Ramona. I'm doing well, Ramona. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. Ramona is a dear friend. She's a family friend, a dear friend of my mom's, and I appreciate Ramona. Thank you so much for chiming in. Thank you so much. She's out there in B-Town, or Blythe. She's out there in Blythe, California, right? A lot of people don't know I'm from there, right? People say, well, why do you tell people you're from Blythe? You should be trying to keep that from people. I'm like, no, that's where I'm born and raised, okay? Born and raised, 18 years, Blythe, California, okay? And I still go back, okay? I still go back and visit and all that stuff. So thank you so much, Ramona. Appreciate you coming on as well. And anyone else out there want to come on and say, hey, this was all about, right? It's all about you saying, hey, it's about me putting your comments on the screen so the whole world can see. So, okay, there you go. Now, where was I again? See, you guys are getting me off. You guys are getting me off what I'm trying to do. No, that's okay. I mean, that's what it's all about. So don't think you're putting me off by making your comments, because I welcome the comments. It's all about engagement. On Air with Russell of Hotels is all about engagement. Okay, so that's what it's all about. There you go. So let's see. Should we get into it real quick? So anytime I do one of these shows, I always showcase a hotel. Okay, the hotel can be anywhere. It can be anywhere in the world, but it has to be a hotel that I have experienced, meaning I've stayed there, I've been there, I've done a tour, I had a meeting there, whatever the case may be. I will never show a hotel. I get, you know what? It's funny. I get requests from people everywhere, like, "Hey, I see you do this show, and you're always showcasing a hotel." And I've never been there. I don't even know this person, right? Can you put my hotel on your show? No, I can't. I have the pictures. I got a video. Blah blah blah. No, you can't. I have to have experienced that hotel. I had to go there for myself and make sure that's what it is. So the photos that I'm showing, those are photos that I've taken. The videos that I'm showing, those are videos that I've taken, right? Because one thing that I have, well, even when I was a director of sales and marketing, okay, we always showed the best, right? You always show the best photos, the best video. You're not showing the rooms that are in badly need of renovation. Okay, you're not showing that. So if I'm there, meaning I'm seeing the best that you have, right? Because I'm asking for it. I'm going to tour it myself if I have to, and look at and take the photos and take the videos myself, right? Because you're only as good, you heard this thing called integrity. You're only as good as the information I'm giving you, right? So, and the only thing you know is what I'm giving you. And hopefully, you trust me. People trust me, like, okay, I'm bringing this to you. I'm showing you this. It's real, right? And that's one thing I'm never going to do is, like I said, somebody's going to send me something. They're going to send me this video and I'm going to show it here. And knowing damn well, I have never been there. I'm not that person. I'm not going to do that. So any hotel that I show, I said all that to say this, any hotel that I show, know that I've been there, know that I have experienced it. Okay, there you go. So what is the hotel today? This is one of my favorite hotels. This is the Windsor Court in New Orleans. Nola, I love this hotel. Not to mention, I love New Orleans as a town, a foodie town, right? And believe it or not, you guys know I don't eat meat, right? They have the typical New Orleans fare, the food, the red beans and rice, the po' boys, the jambalaya, gumbo, what do you call it? Etouffee, the what do you call them? The beignets. They all have them in vegan form. Okay, so people always ask, "Well, you went to New Orleans. What did you eat?" I'm like, I ate the same thing you ate, but it's a vegan version, meaning they don't put meat in it. Of course, if it's vegan, no meat, no butter. Beignets with no butter. Can you believe no cream, no milk, no dairy? Man, those things are just as fluffy as the other ones. Because believe me, back in the day, years ago, before I became vegan, I went to New Orleans and ate like a pig, right? And ate a lot of pig, ate like a pig and ate a pig. But now, since I've transitioned over to the other side, I look for places that are creative enough where they don't have to serve me meat or dairy, so or anything with eggs. I mean, oh my god, and the food is so good, it's so flavorful. So yeah, so there you go. If you want any question, have any questions about New Orleans and non-meat eats in New Orleans, let me know, and I will let you know. The French Market. Go to the French Market. There's a place, I can't think of the name of it, damn it. But in the French Market, they have a place that is vegan. Oh my God. It is so good. The po' boys. Like they would have like oyster mushroom po' boys. Instead of oyster po' boys, they would have oyster mushroom. And they fry them just like they would fry, the oysters. Oh my God. It's so good. Oh, anyway, the Windsor Court, New Orleans, 313 guest rooms, all suites. Did I mention the entire hotel are suites? And it's a 4 diamond hotel. Did I tell you that? No, I didn't tell you that. Well, I just did now. 313 guest rooms, 10,000 square feet of meeting space. So not a lot of space for meetings, but just enough for that right group. Like say I had a board meeting there, board meeting, 50 people. Oh, just ideal for like, I would say 25 to 50 people. Ideal for that. Because like I said, they're not, these groups that I have, or at least this one group, they're not real space intensive, meaning they don't need a lot of space. They don't need a big ballroom. They don't need 25,000, square feet for an exhibit hall, whatever. At least this one particular group. And one thing about this hotel, a lot of their meeting space, I think most of their meeting space has natural lighting, which means it has windows. And a lot of my groups, that's what they require. In fact, they'll walk out. If there's no windows in the meeting room, they'll walk out. They're like, you know what? Didn't we request windows in our meeting space? They'll walk out. Let's see. There's another comment. No cussing, Russell. did, did I cuss? I'm sorry. I didn't know that I did, Ramona. I'm sorry. My bad. Okay, no cussing. We don't want that to get back, to any family members, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Oh, my mom will be having a fit right now if she heard me slip up. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that I did, but hey, sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens. But once again, like I said, this is like a living room so you can see the bedroom kind of in the back, right? But this is like the living or sitting area of this one particular suite that I had. And right here, this is outside. This is a rooftop. And I wish I didn't queue up the video that had a rooftop view of the entire city and the Mississippi River. Oh my God, just breathtaking. But this is, you can use this as a meeting space as well. So the meeting space is very flexible. Like I said, they don't have a lot, but they have some nice space where you can do things outside, maybe a cocktail lounge outside or breakfast in the morning, weather permitting, that kind of stuff. So, and this is the pool area right there, which is very nice. Very nice. And this is the meeting space they use, that my particular group used. You can see the natural lighting right there. This was kind of a U shape or a long U shape, but very nice. They enjoyed it and definitely are going back. And that's what you want to hear, right? This is on their second floor. I think this is where they have like high tea or something. I can't remember, high tea or something like that on their second floor. Once again, very nice, very elegant, very four diamond-ish. And this is another suite. This is not the same one that I had, but this is another one. And one more. There you go. See? And we ended up in the bathroom. So huge bathroom. As you can see, the tub at the end, shower was big, the rain shower. I love that, right? I didn't want to show the toilet. A lot of people show the pictures of the toilet. You've seen one toilet, you've seen them all. Okay. So I just want to show the depth of the bathroom. I see one more comment. Let's see. Yes. So amen. Yes. Amen. Thank you so much, Ramona. I didn't mean to slip up like that, but every now and then it does happen, I guess. So and thanks for calling that or calling me on it. Okay. I do appreciate that. Because I can get carried away. So okay. So I'm getting through this rather quickly, right? So before I get into the topic, I started doing a new series called Hospitality Unplugged. Okay. So I had started it some months back, but I restarted it again, right? So this is more the original Hospitality Unplugged was about the start of me, meaning my career progression. And I may still go back and and kind of fine tune those things and put those out. But the latest one is all about Russell of Hotels, right? What I do, and some of the events that I attend. Like I went to IPEC and had some comments about IPEC. Nothing bad about IPEC because IPEC was great. It's a North Star event. Hello, IPEC is great, but there are some things that I mentioned, that I talk about, and I always say this. Well, I don't always say it, but I'm saying it now. A lot of stuff that I do, it can be, for the most part, at least in my head, it's educational, right? It's educational. Some of the things that I'm talking about is educational, meaning someone can benefit from some of the stuff I'm saying. Predominantly like salespeople, sales managers, directors of sales, whatever. It doesn't matter if you're a hotel or for a DMO. There's some information there that I think would be beneficial. Okay. So, and a lot of people can some people say, oh, it's entertaining too. Well, okay. If I'm entertaining, that's fine as well. But my purpose for doing a lot of these things is educational. Just like showing the hotels I just showed, the Windsor Court in New Orleans, right? That's educational as well, because a lot of people didn't know that hotel exists. Some people go to New Orleans. Some people will check that out. They'll go to their website. They'll Google search the Windsor Court Hotel in New Orleans. Did you know that I want to say it's between 60 and 65% of the people that watch a show like this will Google or go to their website, like the Windsor Court. Okay. They will, because I've mentioned it. I've been talking about it. I'm showing rooms. I'm showing everything about that hotel. I'm talking about it for the last 15 minutes, right? Well, between 60 and 65% of the people will go and Google search it, and they'll find out for themselves, like, oh my God, okay, this is a great hotel. I go to New Orleans every now and then. I never heard of it, right? So, contrary to popular belief, and I always say that everyone does not know your hotel exists, right? So it's all about elevating your brand, showcasing what's good about your hotel or whatever. And a lot of people aren't doing that, right? So I take that upon myself to make sure anytime I do this show, I can't be Russell of Hotels if I'm not talking about and showcasing hotels. Okay. So that's one thing that I'm always going to do. And I have the platform to do it. Okay. So if anyone out there is interested, once again, This is not something I made up, that 60 to 65% of the people that watch this will actually go and look up. They'll look up the hotel I'm showcasing, or maybe a hotel that I talked about, or whatever, right? But visual is a good thing. Being visual, being visible is good, especially if you're a hotel, right? And if you're a person who's representing a hotel, because I get a chance to talk about you and your brand and the brand you represent, right? So I said all that to say, it's all about letting people know that you exist. Because, like I said, a lot of people don't know this unless they're happen to be at that hotel, unless they happen to know you specifically, someone who's representing that hotel. So just remember that the more you put out, the better off your brand will be, because people will know you exist. Okay. But if your hotel is running 365%, 365, what am I trying to say? 100%, 365 days a year, then you don't need anything I'm talking about. You don't need to brand it. You don't need to sell it. You don't need to do any of that stuff, right? So, but give me a hotel that's doing that. Anybody? I haven't heard anything. No one said anything. So anyway, okay. So the topic for today is LinkedIn isn't social media. It's business development. I know a lot of people will utilize LinkedIn like it's Facebook. Okay. Well, LinkedIn is not Facebook, and we should not be Facebook and LinkedIn. So I'll say this. I've said this before. Keep LinkedIn, and keep Facebook. Okay. So a lot of people will, I'm starting to see this. They'll start posting their opinions on whatever, and it has nothing to do with their business or anyone else's business. It's more of a personal thing. Okay, well, LinkedIn for the most part is business to business. That's why I use LinkedIn, okay, because it's not Facebook, okay? Facebook, you want to do personal stuff on Facebook, then go over to Facebook and do that, okay? And that's fine if that's what you do. But you don't have to carry that stuff over to a business platform. And that's how I look at LinkedIn, okay? When I say it's for business development, there will be, I'm going to tell you this, there will be no On Air with Russell of Hotels. There will be no Russell of Hotels without LinkedIn. Okay. Because I primarily use that platform to put everything out. Everything that I do in the business world or in the hotel world is on LinkedIn. All the shows I've done On Air with Russell of Hotels, Daily Check-In, even back in the day when I was doing the show at LA Talk Radio, even the just the audio portion, I was putting the audio portion on LinkedIn as well. Okay, like I said, that was before Facebook Live was even in existence. So, in order to build your brand, and that's part of business development, you have to utilize something, right? You have to utilize some third party platform. And LinkedIn is that third party platform for me and for a lot of other people out there as well, right? But is it a good way of doing things, or is it a bad? There's different ways of doing everything, right? But you got to be consistent. It's all about being consistent. So I'm going to get into, think I have 3 points I'm going to make about LinkedIn isn't just social media, it's business development. If you use it right, okay, and if you're consistent, if you're intentional, all those things matter. All those things matter. Jackie Riley, I see you. Hello, cousin. How are you? See, that's when you put things on Facebook, you're gonna get a lot of family people. Okay. We put her comment up here. Hey, cousin. Yeah, I appreciate that, as well as Ramona, I appreciate you, and Rogelio Ensign, I appreciate you as well. So thank you guys so much. I do appreciate you coming on. Let me just make sure I put that back up there. So the topic for today, let's see, and I just deleted it. I just deleted the topic for today. Dang it, where is it at? Topic. Oh my goodness. Are you serious right now? Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. There we go. I don't know why it took me so long to find that. Anyway, but it did. Okay, but there it is now. So once again, LinkedIn isn't social media, it's business development. So let's just make sure we keep all that Facebook crap on Facebook, okay? And I know a lot of people want to say that, but I'm gonna be the one to say it today, okay? Keep Facebook, and LinkedIn. Okay, so before I get started, hold on one second. LinkedIn is not just a social media platform. It's actually a business development partner. A partner. You know how we partner with people? Partner with LinkedIn. You can do the same thing, right? If you use it correctly. So it's actually a business development partner if you use it correctly. It can help you stay visible. Didn't I mention that? Stay visible, build relationships. What? It can do that too. And position yourself as an expert. Hello, Russell of Hotels, all before you ever ask for the business. So just like going to, okay, a couple weeks ago, it's probably been close to a month now. I was in the Phoenix area, right? Chandler, Arizona, the Gila River Resort and Casino for IPEC, which was Independent Planners Educational Conference. I was there, right? So why did I say that? Why did I say that? So I was there. I was there attending that conference, and one thing that people should do before they go, at least this is what I do, I scout out the people I have appointments with, right? And I'll try to link with them or connect with them on LinkedIn. Everyone should do that, right? So before you go to the show, it's all about business development, right? It's all about forming that relationship. Why not do it before you get there? So we have LinkedIn. Most people are on LinkedIn. Let's just go and, like I said, before we go to these shows, we know who the appointments we have. We know who we're going to meet with at the appointments. They send you a schedule, right? You sign up for the appointments, but they send you a schedule, so you know exactly. Okay, I got this appointment. I got that appointment. Oh, I got one with Russell of Hotels. Let me go and check Russell of Hotels profile on LinkedIn. Everyone should have a profile on LinkedIn, right? So they go there and they see me and they say, okay, we're not connected. Let's connect with Russell. Click, boom, I see it. Of course, I'm going to connect with them because I know I have an appointment with them as well. So those are the things. That's how it starts, right? It's not selling, okay? It's connecting, and hopefully we can form this business relationship as we move forward, okay? So I think that's one of the most important things to do prior to going to a show now, or a conference, or trade show, conference, meeting, whatever you want to call it, convention, whatever you want to call it. So, and then when we come back, maybe even during, if you have not connected with those people that you met with, make sure we do that. I have a list, and I think I mentioned this last week. I have a list. I had 23 appointments. So I've already connected with the people that, or at least I attempted to, right? I connected with them. Now, if they choose to accept me, that's on them, right? But I did do that. And then I also have the list of everyone that attended. So I have the list of people that I had appointments with, which was 23. And then I have the overall list of everyone else. Well, guess what? I'm going to connect with everybody that's on that piece of paper. And I want to say it's probably another 50, 60 people or so. I'm going to connect with them as well, because it's important that we do that. So it's, once again, it goes back to that business development thing. Are you trying to develop your business or not? That's the question. Oh, that's the question. To develop your business or not to develop your business? That is the question. So, so anyway, let's move on. Okay, I see something in the chat. Let's see. Topic for today. It's my Friday. Okay. Hey, congratulations. Appreciate that. Okay. Let's get to it. Let's get to this real quick. Like I said, these things don't have to be that long. I tend to make them like long, but let's do it. Okay. So number one is stay visible to stay relevant. Stay visible to stay relevant. Posting consistently keeps you top of mind with planners, clients, and partners. People do business with the people they remember. So if you're sending things out on LinkedIn and you're connecting with them, 9 out of 10 times they're going to remember who the heck you are. Okay. Because they know who they connected with, right? And they may even know that, oh my God, I'm going to have an appointment with him or her. And this is a good thing, right? So that'll give you one thing to talk about. Hey, I noticed that we connected on LinkedIn. How long you been on LinkedIn? How do how do you use it for business? How do you use it to promote your hotel or your destination? That's what people should be doing. It's all about that. See, we got to get in the mindset of business development, not social media. Okay. Because the social media piece, it's a negative, sometimes it can be a negative connotation, like, oh my God, they're just showing off what the heck they do or where they are or whatever. That's that social media piece, right? If you use it, if you get in a different mindset, different mind space, and you say, okay, I'm using LinkedIn to develop my business. Okay. And you start looking at examples of that. Like I said, if Russell of Hotels did not use LinkedIn, there would be no Russell of Hotels. I'm telling you right now. And a lot of other businesses can say the same thing. All right. A lot of other people, a lot of other brands, like myself, they know that they have to use certain things to get their name out there. And this is a platform to remain visible, to be intentional, to remain visible, and to be consistent. Okay. And to tell your story. Everybody wants to know your story, how you started, why you do this, who are you? I mean, everybody wants to know those things, right? So why not give them that information? And why not be consistent with it? Why not use it to build our business? If I'm a salesperson, that's what I'm doing, right? I'm starting with LinkedIn and I'm going to end with LinkedIn. Okay. I'm going to put things out there where they know about me, they know about my hotel, but I'm going to be intentional about it. And I'm going to tell a story about not just myself, like how I got in this industry or the hotel I happen to represent or the destination I represent. Everything that comes along with that, the whole world can know, but you have to be the one that's consistent with it. And that's where we kind of drop the ball when I see people utilizing LinkedIn like it's Facebook. Okay. Like I said, Facebook has its own function or its own reasons for being Facebook. Okay. That's not LinkedIn. Okay. LinkedIn is not Facebook. Facebook is not LinkedIn. So, like I said, don't Facebook LinkedIn and don't LinkedIn Facebook. Okay. So, and I don't know if you guys have heard that term before, but I just came up with it. So, there you go. There you go. So once again, number one was stay visible, stay relevant. Number two, strengthen relationships without being salesy. No one wants to be sold to, okay? Especially not on LinkedIn. You connect with someone and all of a sudden they're sending you an information. It's like an automatic thing. They're like, hey, do you ever thought about this? Or hey, buy this, buy that. No, we don't need that. No one needs that. We're trying to build a relationship here. We're not trying to sell anything. This is more branding, more telling the story, more, creating awareness, if you will. And that's what it is. LinkedIn allows you to nurture relationships naturally by commenting on posts. That's a big thing for someone to comment on a post because people remember that. And every time I comment on a post, I always get a thank you, Russell, or, a thumbs up or heart or something like that on LinkedIn, right? They always do, which means they notice that you're doing that. That tells a lot. Commenting on a post, congratulating on promotions, supporting your clients' wins, those things are important, especially if there's someone you're trying to get their business, right? Why not do that? You should be anyone you're trying to get business from, like a meeting planner. If you're a hotel person, like a meeting planner or someone that does hotel site selection or whatever, or a company that, that you're trying to get into, like their posts. Be sincere about it though. And you never know where that's going to go. But I guess I tell you one thing, if you don't do it, it probably won't go anywhere. But at least try business development. Remember that it's all about the business development. It's not all about just, oh, I'm on this trip and I did this and I did that. That's a Facebook thing. We ain't trying to do that. Remember, this is relationship building without asking for anything. And hospitality relationships drive revenue. because at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, right? So if that's a task that you've given yourself, like, hey, I'm gonna I'm gonna connect with 5 people a day on LinkedIn, or I'm gonna make comments to 5 people a day on LinkedIn, or I'm gonna like comments or make comments on someone's, maybe they got an award or maybe they whatever. So highlight some of the people that you're trying to get business from. Put them on a list, like we used to call it. What do we call it? A target list, a hit list. We used to, is that what it's called? A flat list. It was called a flat list. Okay. So, being in sales back in the day, we called it a flat list. So a flat list was, and it was handwritten, okay, back in the day. So any companies that you wanted to get business from, we would put them on this list. So we had a list of, say, 20 people or 20 companies. And every day we would call those 20 companies, or as many that you can call in a day, because we would leave messages. We wanted to get, we wanted to get potential business from them. We wanted to let them know that we were a viable option to the other hotel that was in our comp set in the same town or in the same neighborhood for the most part. So we would do that. We would continue to call those people. Now it would be emailing, right? We would continue to email or call those people until we got business from them, or until they said, you know what, I'm never going to bring business over there. Then, okay, you told us that. There's no reason for us to even continue this, trying to get to know you or build these relationships, right? But a lot of times they didn't do that. They just, you continue to continue and continue until they basically got tired of you calling them and say, hey, okay, we want to come because we've never been to your hotel. We want to come for a site tour. Boom. That's where it starts, right? But it would never have even began if we didn't start with the flat list. So a flat list or a hit list or whatever you call it, basically, now you can automate it however you want to do it. But back in the day, we would write these companies down with the contact person, and we would call them or email them, like I said, once a week or whatever, because we wanted their business that bad. But we wanted, and they didn't know us. They didn't know me from Adam, right? So my job is to constantly sell myself, right? Not the hotel, myself, because it starts with you. You're the brand. So the only person they know from that hotel was me. They knew I represented that hotel, but they got tired of Russell. They didn't get tired of the hotel. Russell was the one calling them. And that's okay, right? And that's how you build a name for yourself. If you continue to do those things, you got to be aggressive. When it comes to sales, you can't be passive. You have to be somewhat aggressive. And back in those days, when you got a phone, you would be on the phone dialing for dollars is what they called it. Okay. Dialing for dollars. So there you go. So number 2, once again, strengthen relationships without being salesy. And the third one, showcase expertise and credibility. Sharing your knowledge positions you as an authority. When you talk about trends, experiences, or lessons learned, people begin to see you as a resource, not just a salesperson. And that's what you want, right? Visibility creates credibility. Credibility creates opportunity. Okay. At the end of the day, LinkedIn is working for you even when you're not working. Did you hear what I said? LinkedIn can work without you working it. Okay. You post this right here. This video is going to be on LinkedIn forever because I'm never going to delete it. So all I have to do is I just had to create this content one time. I can put this same content on other platforms, right? Just so happen that I guess I don't have to put it anywhere because it's going to 4 different platforms. So all I have to do is do one form of content. It's going to go to 4 platforms. Okay. So people on 4 different platforms are going to know me and know who the heck I am. Okay. Providing they watch it. Okay. Provided they watch it. But that's what it's about, right? Showcase expertise and credibility. They see that, okay, I call myself Russell of Hotels. That's the name of my company. And if you've done some research, you can find out that, yeah, most of the stuff that I'm talking about is true. Well, 100% of it's true, right? So go to the website, russellofhotels.com. My career progression, where I started in housekeeping, worked my way up to general manager, did sales manager as well as director of sales and marketing, then started my own company. All that stuff is there, right? And my take on certain things in the industry. Okay, some people may agree, some people may not, but it shows your expertise and it does build some form of credibility. Okay, but if you don't do any of that, you're never going to get any of that stuff, right? So utilize LinkedIn for that. It's called business development, right? So that's what I would do, at least. I mean, that's what I do. LinkedIn isn't social media. It's a relationship building partner that works for you even when you're not working. Boom. There you go. So, okay, that's enough for that. I got one more thing to go over, and it has to do with who's hiring. Who's hiring? Who is hiring? This is going to be a good one. Paula C. Paula C is the one for me. Okay, so I see Paula C over on Instagram, right? So hello, Paula C. How are you? And I'm supposed to be on her show coming up. So that's another thing, right? People will offer you opportunities to come on their platforms, their podcasts, their talk shows, or whatever. And it's up to us to take advantage of that, because once again, it's all about building your brand, building that awareness, telling your story. And a lot of people will shy away from that. Well, if you shy away from it, how do you think people are going to know who you are or what you do or how you can help, right? You have to be visible. You have to be out there. You have to be intentional. So I was so happy she started this podcast, right? I was so happy when she asked me to come on, because if she didn't ask me, I was going to ask her. Okay. So I appreciate her saying, "Hey, I want you to come on the show." I'm like, "Heck yeah, when?" So it's gonna be next month. But I'm looking forward to it, right? We love Paula C. We know what she does. We know how she does it, and it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a good time. In fact, I've been on her show before, but this is a new one, right? So this is going to be more. I think it's going to be less about the business and maybe more about after work, like maybe what do you do after this is over? What do you do then? That kind of stuff. Maybe catch you with your guard down. I don't know, but it should be fun. It definitely will be fun. So, but it's just another way to develop your business, because then you become maybe there's some things that not a serious topic, right? Now people think maybe, oh God, that Russell, he's kind of funny sometime, right? Well, then now they see Russell of Hotels and they see Russell Edmond, maybe he's kind of funny, right? Maybe he can, he laughs at himself. He tells his own jokes. I mean, you guys see that now, right? So, and maybe those things will come out as well. It makes you more of a person and less of a brand or a company or a business, right? So just take advantage of those things. Opportunities don't come around often, but if they do, you take advantage of them. And believe me, I do, and I look forward to that. So Paula C, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And another thing about Paula C is in Brazil. Okay, LinkedIn has made things so simple. People that normally you would not have been able to communicate with or to collaborate with. I've collaborated with so many people around the world. It's not even funny, right? So if you're trying to be global, LinkedIn is one of those ways of doing it. Now, years ago, now I don't tell this story a lot, but I was involved in a startup company years ago. I was still working at a hotel. A lot of people didn't know I was doing this startup company, but in order for me to help out this startup, I had to get on LinkedIn and talk with people around the world. And the only way I was able to do it is because LinkedIn is a global business to business platform, right? That's the only way we were able to grow in the way of business development for that particular company. The company was called Smart Layover. It was a travel related app that you could utilize. You can book rooms. You guys know the term day use rooms. Well, Smart Layover was the first app to do day use rooms. Now there's a company now that exists that copies Smart Layover called Dayuse, dayuse.com. Okay. Smart Layover came out before that. Now I ain't gonna tell you what happened with Smart Layover. That's another story for another day. But they did actually the same thing as dayuse.com does. So I was one of the founding members of that organization, right? So in order for it to be successful, I had to be on LinkedIn and I had to talk to people around the world, right? Because one of the first hotels that we got to participate in Smart Layover was in London. So I didn't know anyone in London. I didn't know anyone at that particular hotel. So the best way to do it was to connect with people, connect with hotels, or connect with revenue managers, sales managers, directors of sales, general managers, via LinkedIn in Europe, but specifically London. And that's how I was able to get this. Our first hotel was in London. So once again, we would not have been able to do this without a LinkedIn. Okay. So when I say LinkedIn is powerful and business development, you're trying to do those things, you need to take it more serious than maybe what you're taking it. And maybe you are, I don't know. I'm not speaking to everybody. I'm only speaking to people that need to hear that, right? So just know that LinkedIn is a powerful tool if you use it correctly. Okay. So anyway, let's move on. I'm almost done. So let's get to the job. Who's hiring? Who's hiring? Okay. And these jobs are all in the greater LA area. Yeah, I didn't include anything outside of LA, Los Angeles. So Bread and Salt Hospitality. And this is the first time I've heard of this company. Bread and Salt Hospitality. The hotel is in Hollywood. They're looking for a director of sales and strategic partnerships. Now, this hotel is similar to, remember Sonder? Sonder is that hotel, is the company that Marriott had partnered with, and Marriott dissolved the relationship, and people were stranded in their hotels and all that stuff because Marriott had basically cut off, communication between them and Sonder. This just happened last year, maybe within the last 6 months. So Sonder was basically like a hotel that was running, kind of like condos, apartment complexes that were run like a hotel. Okay. So this Bread and Salt Hospitality, based on a description, I think it's something similar to that. Okay. Because I never heard of this. So if you're interested in being a director of sales and strategic partnerships in Hollywood, I think it's probably a great opportunity, right? I would check that out. And that was on H Careers. So check that out. AC Hotel in El Segundo. They're looking for a campus director of sales and marketing. Hilton Garden Inn on Century Boulevard. Now that's formerly the Quality Inn. So anyone that drives up and down Century Boulevard going to the airport and they remember the Quality Inn, that's actually now a Hilton Garden Inn. So it's not a new build, it's basically a conversion. And then Remington Hospitality, they're looking for a group sales manager at the Cameo Hotel in Beverly Hills. You guys know Cameo used to be Mr. C's. Is that what it was? I think it was Mr. C's. Now it's Cameo Hotel. Anyway, it's managed by Remington Hospitality. So there you go. So those are jobs that are opening. So all of them are in sales. Yeah, all these are sales positions. So there you go. So hopefully you guys, let's see, Jessica Rodriguez. Hey, Jessica, how are you? So anyway, I think that's about it, right? So I appreciate you guys joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. This was show number 333. Let me put that back up there. 333. So yeah, so this was show 333. I do the show every week. I do this show every week on Tuesdays at 1:00. Okay. But I also do a daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. That's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, so tomorrow I'll do another show, right? But that one doesn't last as long as this one. This one typically about 50 minutes to an hour or so. The daily check-in, I try to limit those to about 30 minutes or so. So there you go. So I think that is it. Let's see. Once again, thank you so much, Paula C. Appreciate you coming on. Jessica Rodriguez, appreciate you. Appreciate Miss Ramona for catching up. Rogelio Ensign, appreciate you. Jackie Riley, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys coming on, and everyone else is out there that didn't want to, show themselves, and that's okay, and that's all right. So that is it. Have a great day, great week. I just want to see if there any other comments before I get off. No comments. That's it. Until next time, have a great day, great week. Stay safe.